All right, today we are diving into a workflow that honestly feels like a cheat code for anyone creating content. We're going to build an AI that literally learns from the best channels out there and then puts all that knowledge to work for you. So let's get right into it. No, really, think about it. What if you could find a channel in your niche that's just absolutely crushing it, and you could reverse engineer their entire playbook? I'm talking their hooks, their topics, their video structure, everything, and then use that to build your own content strategy. Well, that's exactly what we're going to map out today. You know, any creator will tell you the YouTube grind is real. Coming up with amazing ideas, writing scripts that keep people watching, and doing it all consistently, it's a huge task. But what if you had an AI assistant to do all that heavy lifting? The solution we're looking at is a totally free tool from Google called NotebookLM. Okay, so don't just think of this as another AI writer. That's not what this is. Think of NotebookLM as your personal content brain, or maybe like an AI apprentice. You're not just going to be giving it random prompts. You're actually going to train it on a super successful channel until it knows that channel's secret sauce inside and out. So how do we actually build this so-called brain? Well, just like any good apprentice, it needs to study the master, right? So our very first step is to feed it the right data. And I mean a lot of it. Let's break down how this data harvest really works. Believe it or not, this process is shockingly simple. First, you find a top-performing channel in your niche. Then, instead of spending hours manually copying every single video link, you use a little browser tool called Grabit. With just one click, it copies dozens, even hundreds of their video URLs. And then you just paste that whole massive list into a new project in NotebookLM. And this, right here, is where the magic really starts. The second you paste those URLs, NotebookLM gets to work. It starts pulling the full transcript from every single video, gathering all the key information, and basically creating this searchable, analyzable database of that channel's entire strategy. Your content brain is officially in training. Okay, so once your apprentice has had a chance to study all that material, it's time to give it its first big assignment. We're about to go from just collecting data to doing a deep, strategic analysis, and then finally to generating brand new original content. And here is where you really take the driver's seat. You can give NotebookLM a direct command, just like this one. You're not asking it to just summarize the videos. No, you're telling it to understand them, to literally decode the entire formula for that channel's success based on all the data it just absorbed. And the results you get back are, well, they're incredible. The AI gives you this detailed breakdown of the whole strategy. It'll identify the target audience, the main topics they always talk about, the exact patterns they use in their hooks to grab you in the first 30 seconds. It even figures out the formulas for their titles. It is a complete blueprint. Now, this next part is absolutely crucial. We're not here to just copy somebody else. We're here to learn and then innovate. So with that blueprint in hand, your next prompt is super simple. You ask the AI to generate 10 original video ideas that follow the winning formula it just figured out. These are brand new ideas, but they're tailored to what's already proven to work. So once you have that list of awesome new ideas, just pick your favorite one. Then you give it another really straightforward command. Write a full-length 8-minute script. And because the AI already understands the successful structure, the tone, and the pacing, the script it spits out is going to be remarkably good and pretty much ready to go. Okay, now we get to the really futuristic part. I mean, you've got a script, but what about the visuals? Well, NotebookLM has features that can automatically turn that script into a visual presentation, generating a whole slideshow for you, right there inside the tool. And this shows you the options you have. There are two main modes. Explainer mode creates that classic slideshow or whiteboard-style video, perfect for really clear concept-driven stuff. But the newer cinematic mode, well, that aims for a much higher production value, creating more fluid video scenes based on whatever custom style prompts you give it. And we're not talking about little 30-second clips here. This tool can generate the visual presentation for a video that's 6 or 7 minutes long directly from your script. For creators trying to put out consistent, long-form content, this is a potential game changer for scaling up your production. But of course, full automation has its limits. Let's be real. For creators who want that maximum control over their brand and the final look and feel, the AI-generated video is really just a starting point. There's a pro workflow for taking it to that next level. Yeah, it's important to be realistic here. The AI video generator might not stick to your script word for word. The visual consistency, especially if you have characters, can be a little bit tricky. And of course, you're stuck with an auto-generated voice. If those are deal breakers for you, then you're going to need more control. So here's the pro move. Instead of generating the full video in Notebook LM, you just generate a slide deck. That gives you consistent visuals. Then you download that deck as a PDF, pop it into a tool like Canva, and then you can add your own voiceover or a really high-quality AI voice from a service like 11 Labs, and you have full editing control over the final product. And hey, here's one final tip to make publishing even easier. Once your video is all edited and ready, just go right back to your Notebook LM project. Ask it to generate 10 click-worthy SEO-optimized titles and a full YouTube description. It totally closes the loop, taking you all the way from the initial idea to the final marketing copy. You know, this whole process leaves us with a really fascinating question. If the mechanics of scripting, making visuals, and even writing descriptions can all be automated, what's left for the human creator? Maybe our most valuable skill becomes taste, our strategy, and the unique vision we have to guide these incredibly powerful tools. What do you think?